Mani Shankar Ayer's position was that there were various levels of culpability and he wasn't going to hold the leadership of the RSS or the BJP culpable for acts of terrorism. But he said as long as the party had an ideology where no matter what the issue was, it reduced to Hindu-Muslim, to saying that Hindus were being dealt with unfairly in this country, that Hindus were secular but Muslims were not, Christians were not. As long as you had this divisive ideology, it would be very difficult for the BJP or the RSS to stamp out this kind of feeling. To which Mr. Singhal's response was, name one Muslim who said this, name one Christian who said this, Hindus are treated very badly in this country.
No,
I think he's just proved Mani Shankar Ayer's point.
No, I said Hindus have ever believed in what Mani Shankar says. That has been our strong point. Secularism is in the blood of Hindus. This country is secular only because 86% of us are Hindus.
It's in B.L. Sharma's blood also.
I mean, you can't. They are individuals. They have their own ways of thinking.
You said every Hindu. Yeah, you have to make up your mind.
Every Hindu means down the centuries.
Okay, but not B.L. Sharma and various RSS members.
No, I'm not talking about individuals. I'm talking about the entire people who go past by the name.
Mr. Iyer, do you believe what's required from here is for the top honchos of the BJP, the RSS? We know they're all watching this broadcast tonight. They've been looking forward to watching it and wondering what expose there is. But do you believe the way forward to ensure the entire organization doesn't get tarnished, the party doesn't get tarnished, is for the RSS and the BJP to come out and disown these people and say, if they are proven guilty, let action be taken against them? Because so far they've been saying no one from the RSS is involved, no one from the BJP is involved. Mr. Iyer, can you hear me?
Sorry?
Mr. Iyer, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you,
Okay,
but I'm sorry, the other participants I'm not able to hear very clearly.
Okay, my question is, do you believe that for the BJP and the RSS to send out a message from here that the entire party, the entire Sangh Parivar is not culpable, the way forward is for them to come out and say, we do not condone the activities of these leaders. If they are found guilty, let action be taken against them? Because so far the BJP and the RSS have both been completely in denial. They've both been denying the fact that any member is in any fashion whatsoever involved. Do you believe they should come out and say, let an investigation be conducted, and if they are found guilty, let action be taken against them?
Well, this is of a piece with the way in which the BJP, the RSS, the Sangh Parivar have behaved for the last 60 years. At the time of the assassination of Mahatma Gandhi, they said that they had no connection whatsoever with Nathuram Godse. And they still continue to hold that. Although it is completely clear and evident that a mindset of the kind that conspired to assassinate the father of the nation had its roots in the philosophy of Hindutva, which is a divisive philosophy and not a philosophy which unites the nation. We saw that again at the time of the Babri Masjid, when, having provoked this entire nation, at the time that the destruction of the Babri Masjid was taking place, all the leaders stood around gaping and gleefully gazing, and not one of them went under the masjid and said, the next int that falls upon my head, which was the only way in which they could have stopped it. We also saw that behavior at the time of the Gujarat carnage. And it's astonishing that their own projection of a possible future BJP Prime Minister is the Chief Minister who organized that carnage on purely communal grounds. So they may attempt to say, with some justice in the eyes of the law, that there are different degrees of culpability, but it is the fundamental philosophy of the Sangh Parivar that is at the root of specific acts of terrorism of the kind which we are now calling the Saffron Terrorist Network. And therefore, I see a seamless connection between the propagation of the philosophy of Hindutva in the early 1920s, the creation of the RSS, and the manner in which it has expanded like an octopus to occupy a space in our polity. I believe that the fundamental rift valley in Indian politics is between those who believe in India and those who believe in a Hindu nation. And this is a
I'll
risk
just
rally
read
that
out
cannot be
the
bridged, and it is inevitable that if this kind of sectarian view is expressed, it will lead to violence directed against individual members of another community.